Yeah, Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Always putting weight, always going wild. Lions on the prowl, Lions on the prowl. Always putting weight, always going wild. Best quarterbacks you ever heard. Get up, Matthew Stafford, Golden Tate, Marvin Jones. They gon' get it in the zone. No matter how they try to fan, Darius Slay gon' get it in. Let Patricia Ball grant, making sure our players win. Got a dangerous offensive, they always bring the pain. Talking about that Ricky Wagner, can't forget about TJ Lane. Detroit Lions got it locked, Tim and Jim gon' let you know. This the Lions on the prowl. Come on, time to start the show.
Hello, Lions fans. This is Jim.
Hello, Lions fans. This is Maniac Tim.
And we have Game Week episode number 21. We're going to be having a preseason game this Friday. Oakland Raiders, Black Hole, 10:30 at night on Friday night, and we can't wait.
Yeah. Will you be awake, Jim?
God, I hope so.
Yeah.
I know. Shifter, I have a hard time staying up late at night.
I know it's past your bedtime.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Well, I get up at 4 in the morning.
Yeah, that's
2:30
true.
in the morning, 3:30 in the morning.
No, I'm a second shifter. I'm used to being up there, so I'm sure I'll bring the energy then.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I'm going to need some energy that day.
I might need to wake him up.
Might need an energizing tea from West Michigan Nutrition, which is our sponsor. They're located on 1705 Beacon Boulevard in Grand Haven, Michigan, and they do sell energizing teas and nutritious, delicious shakes. And so that's something I might need that night.
Yeah, that's true.
Be honest about it. I'll get a tea bomb. That's what they call it.
Yeah, make sure you put it in your fridge and have it all nice and ready for you,
Nice and ready for game time.
Yeah.
That sounds good. I can think of other cold beverages that we could use for that too. But hey, Coke and exactly.
Right. But you might be awake anyway because it's football season starting,
Football season has got me so excited. It's amazing. It's amazing. But let's get to what we usually get to during this time. And we did our sponsors. And Tim, you want to tell us a little bit about how you can find the show?
Okay. iHeartRadio. Make sure you follow us on that because we are now on iHeartRadio. Just go ahead and type in Lions and it will bring you to the first podcast in there.
It's the first one when you look it up, and you have to scroll down to podcasts, but we are the first one when you put in Lions, so you only have to put in Lions.
Right.
We're also on Spotify and iTunes. If you could hit the subscribe button on iTunes, we'd really appreciate that. Like you said, follow us on iHeartRadio. We also have lionsontheprowl.com, and that is our website where you can find articles and different things about the show, and also the show is located there.
Yeah.
And we have a YouTube channel as well. And you could hit the subscribe button there to get the show on YouTube.
Right.
Which we're eventually planning on going to video. And we have a donation button at the top right hand of our website. If you could make a donation, that would help us get to video because we need some equipment that will work with our setup. So we really appreciate that. Okay, shout outs this week, Tim?
Okay. Well, I was at a football game yesterday. It was a semi-pro league that plays in Muskegon, and actually Muskegon Mustangs. There is also one in Detroit, the Ravens team there, but we didn't play Detroit Ravens yesterday. We played the Grand Rapids team.
Yeah.
And what were the results? 38-0, man.
Wow.
Talking about hits, man, there were some hits. This one guy went ahead and got a hit on Grand Rapids, and oh boy, it was just like open up a can of smackdown on his butt.
Laid the smackdown.
Yeah, right, and a couple of my friends from work play on the team. Fred Decker is one of them.
Not related to Taylor Decker that we know of.
And he's, unfortunately, is a Green Bay fan.
What?
Yeah, sadly.
How do you have friends that are Green Bay fans?
Well, he's a cool guy.
Traitor.
And he actually...
Traitor.
Yeah, unfortunately, you got to take the good and bad with your friends.
Yeah,
and that's the bad
true.
part.
Right.
But,
I got to do the show with you, so I should get a Medal of Honor or something. I don't know.
Not as much as I need.
Okay, I got a couple of shout-outs this week because Sam, he's a new guy at work, and I gave him the podcast. I hope he's listening, and I wish you a good week, and I hope everything is going good for you at work. Patrick at work, who's a really, really nice person, helps us out a lot, so I want to mention him. My wife Val, who's been helping with the show, got a job, so helping a little less with the show now. Kevin Frentner, who's been helping us out with some fantasy football, some articles, and is really active in the Facebook group, so really appreciate him too. Then that's my shout-outs for this week.
Right, and my shout-out is, of course, to Fred Decker, the Muskegon Mustangs. My wife, Sherry, most importantly, she goes ahead and supports me through life. And also her sister, who is going through chemotherapy, back at work.
Nice.
Her cancer count has been really low, which is really good.
Good. Yeah, we've had that on the show for a few weeks, and it looks like everything's are going well, and that's good. It's a very good thing. Okay, announcement. Legend of the Week will be transforming in 2 weeks to the Player of the Week.
Yep.
And so next week, we will have the last Legend of the Week, and that's going to be a kicker.
Yep.
We'll leave you with that.
Right. Yeah, we will leave you with that.
This week's Legend of the Week, however, is Charlie Sanders. A lot of people will remember him. If you're not that old, he was a broadcaster for us. But when he played, he was tight end. He was nowhere number 88. 6'4", 225 pounds. He was selected by the Lions in the 3rd round of the 1968 NFL Draft. Played for the Lions from 68 to 77.
Yep, and he was chosen for the All-Decade team in the 1970s. In 2007, he was voted to the Hall of Fame. He had 336 career receptions for 4,817 yards and 31 TDs.
Dang, he was good. 300 touchdowns?
Oh, shoot, that would have been great, yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But 31 TDs. I mean, that's just awesome, too.
It's very good. And also, he was a complete tight end because he was known for superior blocking as well. He has voted to 7 Pro Bowls, first team All-Pro in 70 and 71, ended his career with a right knee injury during the exhibition game in 1970. Don't we all say that?
I know.
Exhibition really kills us.
Yeah,
and I know we're looking forward to the preseason games, but just players, if you're listening to this, which you probably are, stay safe.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do anything dumb.
Really.
Stay safe.
Yep.
We get these injuries every year that are critical injuries for us.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to Charlie Sanders and back to Tim.
All right. He was the Lions radio broadcast color analyst from 1983 through 1988. He was the Lions assistant in charge of wide receivers from 1989 to 1996. He returned to radio broadcasting in 1997, then joined the Lions front office as a scout. Lions assistant director of pro personnel in 2000 until his death, unfortunately, 2015.
He served as a spokesman for the United Way and the March of Dimes, created the Charlie Sanders Foundation in 2007, which provided 2 college scholarships per year for students from Oakland County, Monroe, Michigan, and his home state of North Carolina. In 2012, he began the Save a Heart, Save a Life program within this foundation to raise funds and provide heart screenings, which is EKGs, to young people.
Unfortunately, Sanders developed a malignant tumor behind the knee. Was discovered while he was undergoing knee replacement surgery. Sanders underwent chemotherapy, but unfortunately he died July 2nd, 2015 in Royal Oaks, Michigan from cancer.
That was a big loss to our pride, our community, because he added something every week. There was a show that they would do on Fox. I don't know how many people saw that. I think it was on like 10:30 in the morning over here. We're in Western Michigan and Muskegon. And he was on that show every week and would give little insights and stuff like that and his picks every week. And when he was gone, it was a big deal. It was a big blow.
Yeah,
to the Lions community.
Yeah, when you lose somebody like that, somebody who's a part of the organization and who really just brings it, which was the Lions.
Right. So, Tim, you were telling me you're high on Hopium.
Yep.
You're looking forward to this preseason. But how much does preseason wins really matter?
I don't think it matters that much. It doesn't really matter because, you can go ahead and win every preseason game, but it's really just to go ahead and look at your players, see what they can do. Right. Wins or losses in preseason, it doesn't matter because a good team doesn't care if they win or lost in preseason. Right. It's just preparing you for the regular season.
But what about building a culture of winning?
True. Building a culture of winning is always great. But, it's just going ahead and doing it when it counts.
That's true, too.
Yeah.
I'm on board with you on this one. I just tried to
right. Yeah, you just
tried to play devil's advocate there for a second.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Tim on this one. 2008.
Yep.
4-0 preseason.
Right.
What was our record during the regular season?
0-16.
Preseason champs. They even printed T-shirts that said preseason champs that year.
Yep.
4-0. And then you go 0-16. If we went 4-0 in the preseason, how many people were expecting 0-16?
None.
Nobody.
Right.
But it happened.
And it just shows how the other team really did not, the other teams that they played in preseason really didn't care about it.
And it kind of shows you we went 4-0, so building a winning culture in the preseason might not matter as much as you think it does.
Some people do argue at that point where they say, well, okay, it can transfer into wins in the regular season. Well, it sure did. I would have rather won a couple games in the regular season that year and went 0-4 in the preseason. And I'm sure everyone would have.
No, I totally agree with you on that. I don't believe that we should be trying to win these games, I don't think.
Right.
But we should be evaluating talent.
Right. And, that's what
staying
it's for.
Safe.
Yep.
I wouldn't mind if the starters didn't play at all in the
I know,
preseason, the way things are going.
We were saying when we were doing about Charles Sanders, also one of Rodney Peete. Right. I remember he ended up getting injured right away in a preseason game against Philadelphia.
Kerry Hyder.
Yeah. So, unfortunately.
Last year.
Bringing up our first topic, Lions was ranked below the Bears, really, by US Today poll. Come on. How? The Bears?
I don't get that one either. USA Today has a 6-10.
Right.
They've been wrong 5 out of 6 times the last 6 years.
And they're going to be wrong again.
I totally agree with that. I can't see unless we have a Matthew Stafford injury.
Right.
It's the only way I can see that happening.
Yeah.
And I still think we could beat the Bears.
Right. Yeah, me too. We owned the Bears last year, and we owned the NFC North last year.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think the Bears are much improved.
Yep.
But I think we're improved.
Yep.
And if they're much improved and we're just improved, we'll still beat them.
Right. Yeah. And, we beat them last year with just a passing game. If you have the running game and also protection for Stafford, how's that going to look?
Yeah, I think we're much better. I actually think we're better defensively, too.
Yeah, me too.
I think that our secondary is really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
And I think you're going to see the defense being better later on in the game, too. Because I think that's one of the things that Patricia is doing is he's going to bring, that's the conditioning that we're getting now.
That's true, too, plus the adjustments that he makes during halftime and play to play sometimes. This guy's really, really smart. We'll have to see how this all works.
Yeah.
But this is another, and we bring this up almost every week, this is another disrespect of the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
And when you say that the bottom dweller team in our division, when we have Matthew Stafford, is an insult to Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions, and I hope we stomp the Bears this year. Yeah. And that's USA Today. That's a huge news.
I know it is.
A huge outlet.
Right.
And they're going to put this crap out there?
Come on.
Sometimes there's got to be some responsibility
Right.
with some of these stories because they've been terribly wrong in the past.
Now, do they just get that? Do they just go ahead and do that to go ahead and fire us up, to go ahead and make us want to burn them?
I don't know, because there's a lot of places
Yeah.
that do it.
I know.
There's a lot of places that disrespect Lions.
Right.
And that's something on this show that you're going to get is the news the way we see it,
Yeah.
the way our fans see it. I mean, I'm just a fan. Tim's
Yeah.
just a fan. But it sucks looking this up and saying, oh, your team sucks this
Right.
year. And you look at your team and you're like, no, I don't think so.
It's just
it
that
makes you think, does our team really suck?
But, they're just going to come out this year and prove them wrong.
Exactly.
And I really think they are going to. I mean, I'm so excited.
And you just can't hide it. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go into that song. Okay, we got some news in training camp injury news again.
Yeah.
Every year. Ziggy Ansah's still on the physically unable to perform list. A'Shawn Robinson's turned up missing. I mean, as in injury. TJ Lang is hurt.
Now, that's a big one.
They're both.
I mean,
both of those two.
these are true.
Now, Chad Meredith, he's an undrafted free agent linebacker who we thought really might have a chance to make the team, and he's hurt.
Here's either preseason or training camp. Unfortunately, every team gets these injuries. Hopefully, they're healthy by game time.
My thing is, though, and this is the thing I was complaining about last week, and I'm going to complain about it again this week. TJ Lang. Let's just pick him out of the hat.
Right,
here.
okay.
What's wrong with him?
We don't know.
Is it a sprained ankle? He can be back in a week? You break his leg? I mean, is his arm in a sling? Who knows?
Who knows? Right?
Nobody knows, and this is the thing. They could have held him out for the heat.
Yeah, they could have.
Because it was a hot weekend.
Right.
They could have just held him out because he's a vet.
Mm-hmm.
And, he earned that now.
Right. True.
But nobody knows. And so we look at these names on this list. Ziggy Ansah, to me, is a big one on this list.
True.
Because he's trying to prove that he can play 16 games. He can't even get on the field yet.
My God.
I mean, he's on the field, on the sidelines, and he's working out.
Right.
But this is BS.
Right.
And I hate the fact that we don't know what the heck is going on with our own team.
But is it just trying to be smart?
No. I answer that question in one
You're
word.
right.
No.
Yeah.
They were doing this under Schwartz. They were doing it under Caldwell. They did it under all these other coaches. And have we ever won a Super Bowl?
Nope.
No. Does it work? No.
Yeah.
Dallas came out and said, yep, this guy's hurt this long, blah, blah, blah. And they've won Super Bowls.
Right.
So if you want to like that logic, no, it doesn't work.
Right.
All it does is and we said this last week, and I don't want to keep repeating myself, but all it's for is to sell tickets and to sell hope for the regular season when maybe we shouldn't be as hopeful as what we are.
Right.
Who knows? We know that they're not on injured reserve, and that's all we know.
Right.
We don't know these guys are going to be back for the start of the season. We don't know that they're not going to be back tomorrow. We just don't know. And I think it's wrong to do to fans. I just do. As a fan, and this show is from the fan's perspective,
right.
I can't stand looking at Ziggy Ansah on this list over and over and over again and not knowing if he's ever going to play.
Right.
Like Javid Best.
Right.
Like DeAndre Levy.
Right. And I can understand that,
These are impact players
yeah,
that are held out for an injury that we have no idea what the timetable of return is. We have no idea if they're ever going to play again. And these are major, major people that, TJ Lang, offensive line, we have a brand new, we're supposed to have one of the best, ranked number 8th. Without TJ Lang, are we ranked number 8th?
I don't think so.
Number 8?
Yeah,
Seriously.
right.
I don't think so.
Nope.
But we can't take it into consideration that he may not be there because we don't know.
But maybe they don't know how long he's going to be out, and maybe they don't want to discourages. It could also be to sell tickets. I mean, that's definitely, a point.
You think about it, like Calvin Johnson, when he was hurt.
Yeah.
And then he was practicing all week, and then he doesn't show up for Sunday.
Right.
Then he's hurt. And it was like, I remember a Green Bay game where we played Green Bay. We had no offense whatsoever.
Right.
I think we scored like 3 points or something like that. And we looked awful without Calvin Johnson. With Calvin Johnson, that was a good team, a decent team. Without him, we were terrible on offense. And the problem is like, okay, I'm not saying one player is the difference, but if Matthew Stafford would go down and we wouldn't know for how long,
right,
we wouldn't know what to think about this team.
Yep. But, also, a lot of tickets are bought in advance, too.
Yeah, there's season tickets and all that, but they anticipate these players playing.
Right. But, even not season tickets, like
the travel agents.
They'll go ahead and buy things.
Corporations and stuff. But they're not fans.
Right.
They're purchasing tickets for fans.
Right.
We're fans. Raving fans.
Fans, yeah.
And the people that really are interested in this team and want to see them do well, I think this is BS for people. I do. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's ever been right. And I've hated it ever since they've done it.
And that's true, because I know you have always said that to me.
Yep.
All the years I've known you. So
it drives me absolutely nuts.
Right.
It really does. So going on to the next topic.
All right. Rookie Teo Redding, this year's camp darling. All right. Born December 8th, 1994, age 23 years old. Height 6'1", weight 159 pounds. His college, he went to Bowling Green's Falcon football. Current team, Detroit Lions. Number 10, wide receiver.
Teo Redding is this year's Zach Center.
Right.
Or this year's Jace Billingsley. Or it's that fringe player that everybody's like, wow, this guy looks really, really good. And he should make the roster. Or people want him to make the roster because he's so good.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of these players that don't.
Right.
Zach Center did. I think Jace Billingsley did 1 year. Or he got called up or whatnot. But he was the only player to get a touchdown in that scrimmage thing.
And, of course, we are heavy on wide receivers, too, so...
Yeah, we are. We are heavy on wide receivers, but he's good. I mean, he's very, very good. He's, like you said, 6'1", 159, but he's a decent wide receiver. He makes a lot of plays.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see how that goes. We'll see if he makes the team or not.
Right. And is he one of those diamond in the roughs?
Could be.
Because, definitely showing it at camp.
I think he has to be good on special teams, too, to make this team.
Right.
I mean, depending on how many wide receivers we keep. If we keep 5, he's got a shot.
Yeah.
He's got a shot, and I think we will keep 5. I do. But will it be him? Will it be a couple other ones that are, doing pretty well right now? I know T.J. Jones I think he'll make the team. I do. And I also think, of course, I think Golladay is a lock for 3rd. We got Tate, the second wide receiver, and the first wide receiver is Marvin Jones. So we got 3 of them. Just 4 almost booked right now. At least that's what I think.
But he's been showing up in camp.
Yeah, he's been showing up in camp, and that's the thing. Camp is weird though, because until they start doing it against real competition that really wants to beat you, or they want to win a job.
Right, that's true.
So you got to outperform your opponent to win that job.
Right.
So a lot of times when the job's on the line, and he would be one of those players that would be like a 2nd or 3rd tier player, and a 2nd team, 3rd team, something like this. So you look for him in the 2nd quarter to the 4th quarter, somewhere in there, and the players that are playing opposite him are fighting for a roster spot too. So I mean, he's going to have to go up against real competition that really wants to beat him.
Right. Yeah.
We got some. We had some people leave as an injury-wise, and now we've got people coming back injury-wise. Devin Kennard, who was on the non-football injury list, he comes back to us after a brief absence. Cornelius Washington is back. Deshaun Hand, I thought that would look like a serious injury. He had his leg all wrapped up and stuff, so I wasn't sure about that injury, and he looks like he's back now. So it's like we're just trading players back and
Yeah.
forth off the injury list, you know. It bothers
Right.
me, and you know that, but I'm glad we got these players back. I'm sad we got the players gone.
I know. Yep. But, you know, that's what the depth that we've been building for. So,
I know.
You know,
I get it.
But, you know, nobody likes to see the injured players, you know, injuries.
Well, I mean,
but
injuries are part of the game.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
I mean, I understand that. But when you're looking forward to a team that you think, oh, my gosh, they actually have something here.
Right.
And then all of a sudden half the team's hurt and you don't have anything here.
Right. That's true.
You know, that's what the Packers went through last year.
Yeah. With, of course,
With
Aaron
Aaron Rodgers
Rodgers.
getting hurt.
Yep.
And they had a lot of injuries
Oh, yeah.
last year. It wasn't just Aaron Rodgers. They had a ton of injuries
Mhm.
last year. And good for them. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
I don't want to see any players get hurt,
Right.
but the Packers losing is high on my list.
Yep. But, okay. And, of course, moving on. This is one of the things I can finally rub into, Jim,
Not yet.
Kerryon Johnson going to make Jim eat humble pie.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think so.
So far in camp, it's starting to look that way, though, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always looks that way.
Right.
You know, players look great,
Right.
but wait till they play.
Yeah. But, you know, well, that's what I've been saying. Is he the under radar guy that's going to really going to show the Lions running game, really going to bring it to.
Well, I'm going to bring it back to this.
Yeah.
LeGarrette Blount
Yep.
is going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Don't care what he's doing in preseason. I don't think he does either.
No.
Amir Abdullah is actually showing up in
Right.
preseason. Theo Redding is probably one of the best pass blockers
Right.
we have as a running back.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
See, so is Kerryon Johnson going to get the carries?
Right.
Maybe. I don't know.
But, yeah.
Is the offensive line going to be healthy?
Right.
Now we don't know.
That's true. But are the coaches really looking at him and really going to give him the shot? If he goes ahead and brings it to us in camp, are they going to make him the premier running back right away if he shows up in camp and shows up?
If they do, they're foolish. I really do.
Right.
This kid has a history of injuries. I say you still go running back by committee because you want to limit the carries that he's going to have. Because number one, he's learning, and number two, he could get injured. He's proven that over the last 3-4 seasons where he gets hurt, shoulder injuries, this injury, that injury. I mean, they took a risk.
Right.
I think with this pick, there's a lot of people that didn't think he should have went that high. I'm one of those people.
Obviously.
And I don't see him being the star running back. I just don't. I'm going to stick to it. I mean, even though every report I see says that he's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good blocker. He's a good pass catcher. He laid out for a pass and all this other stuff. And that's wonderful.
Yeah.
You're playing a scrimmage game against your own team,
Right.
which we don't even know how good our defense is.
Right.
It might suck.
That's true.
You know, we don't know how good our team is until we compare it to a good team.
And an actual game,
Right?
Game
in
time,
an actual
you know,
game.
and I'm not talking preseason either,
Right, exactly.
You know, because where it really matters is the regular season.
Yes,
You know,
I agree.
Week in and week
then
out.
We'll see. I'm still going to stick to what I'm saying. I'm not going to back off my comments. I do believe that it's going to be running back by committee, just like they say it's going to be. And I say that not because he couldn't be a breakout star in that situation, because he could be. But I don't want to see him be a Billy Sims.
True.
I don't want to see him be out there and get a career-ending injury just because we used him too much.
But of course, Billy Sims, you know, his first year with the Lions, what was it? We went 4-0 before we lost the game.
Yeah,
and it was behind his running. You know.
Well, I mean, there was a lot of other factors. That we had a better defense back then,
True.
I think, than we do now. I'm not sure about that. I just don't know what the defense looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what the concepts are, but I don't know how it translates to the field.
Right.
So I want to make sure that, you know, our team is what they say they are.
Yeah.
You
Okay, so this is my challenge.
All right.
My challenge is to Kerryon Johnson make Jim eat humble pie.
Mr. Baggs, yes. I mean, I'm not against him.
Right.
I want him to succeed, but I want to be careful with him. You know, we've lost way too many players to injury. Calvin Johnson basically retired, and part of it was injury.
True.
You know, I mean, he was saying he couldn't even bend his ankles anymore. You know, he's running flat-footed. I kind of noticed that at the end of his career. I'm like, why is he running like that? And he was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
His finger looks all messed up, you know, because of Stafford throwing on the ball and breaking his finger over and over again.
Right.
But I'll tell you, if this kid is special,
yeah,
he's going to rise. Cream rises to the top. That's fine. We have LeGarrette Blount. I do not believe he's going to take his spot this year. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I also think that Amir Abdullah might have something left. I know that's crazy. I get it. Everybody's, oh, no, he's washed up. He's no good. I don't know that yet.
Right.
You know?
But, you know, is Amir Abdullah injury shy?
Oh, I still think that.
Right. So
I do. We'll see what he does in a real game because that'll tell me it'll tell me a lot if he keeps going out towards the sidelines but then just jumps out of bounds.
Right.
It's something I want to see from him is trying to stick it up in the middle and trying to get yards.
Right.
But patience is a big thing for Kerryon Johnson and vision. He has better vision than Abdullah. He has better patience than Abdullah. I think that he could be a downhill runner.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's being trained by LeGarrette Blount, which I like. And I like that.
Yeah.
All those things are good things, but he's a rookie. And not that rookies can't be good.
Right.
Kamara and all those, yeah, I mean, real good. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that yet.
All right. Well, a lot of times you see rookies come in and really just take the ball in their own hands and just go ahead and shove it down the defense's throats, you know. And this is what I'm hoping to see. You know, I'm hoping that he just goes ahead and just
let's put it this way. What are your expectations for Kerryon Johnson?
My expectations, wow.
Because that could be something where we're pretty similar on what we think. It's just that I'm more vocal about the negative side.
Right. Well, my expectations is just to go ahead and be the premier running back.
So you expect him in his rookie season to be the premier running back? Okay.
I do.
Okay. And does he get a Pro Bowl? Is he Rookie of the Year? Does he get awards? What is your prediction?
Well, of course, that does depend on how many carries he gets. If the Lions go with him as the premier running back, sure, he could get Rookie of the Year. I expect that. But he needs to prove it. And barring any injuries, you know, now is, you know, keeping Amir, okay, you put him on special teams. If, unfortunately, Kerryon gets hurt, you got him as backup.
I don't think that's what they're going to do.
Right.
I don't. I think they're going to use Amir Abdullah, and they're going to use Kerryon Johnson, and they're going to use Teo Redding, and they're going to use LeGarrette Blount, and probably another running back, too, and mix it all up. I don't think there's going to be, unless there is some major change, that he's going to be the main running back. I don't see it. You know, it's not that he's not good or whatever. I just don't think that's the way they're planning on doing it this year.
Yeah.
You know?
But
and it's a long-term plan, not a short-term plan. I think that's why.
But if he just comes out and he goes ahead and really shows them, it could happen.
It could, unless they're limiting his carries.
Right.
For injury purposes or scare of injury, something like that. But I don't know. I mean, other running backs have done really well. They've been injured a little bit, and then they're all right. You know, they're fine. But we'll see.
Right.
And that's basically where we're at. I mean, I don't think he's getting Rookie of the Year.
Right.
I don't. I don't even think he's the best running back that came out of college.
Right. Now, it really depends on why did they pick him. You know, second round overall. You know, was there something that they seen in him? Did they have the plans? Is he the future star, or, you know, because if he was just filling gap running back, why would they have picked him so high? So I unfortunately I don't have crystal ball where I can go ahead and look and see why.
Tim left his crystal ball home. No,
but
I don't see it that way though. But I don't see it the way you see it.
Right.
I don't see it that he has to be amazing his first year. I don't.
Right.
I mean, Kenny Golladay was really good in his first year, but he didn't take over the number one wide receiver spot.
But, they already had a number one wide receiver.
They already have a number one running back, Garrett Blount.
But when they did bring Blount in, he's known as not, I don't think they expected him to be the number one running back. I think they expected him to be there in times of when they need him because, he's.
I think they want to keep a fresh running back all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they're going to go running back by committee. I think Kerryon Johnson will get the chance. I think he's going to split time with everyone else. And I think LeGarrette Blount will get majority of the carries. And I think Abdullah's going to get some carries. I think Reddick's going to get some carries. And I think that you're going to see even the fullback get some carries. Because we don't talk about that.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that yet.
So I guess this is one thing we're going to see when the season starts and as it goes on.
Oh, yeah. And that's what we're doing right now and what we've been doing for the past 20 shows is all conjecture and looking into Tim's crystal ball, which he left at home this week.
But I just hope that he's amazing and goes ahead and just shines so.
Well, I know because the hopium's still going through your veins. So, of course you're going to hope that he's amazing. But, I mean, he might be. I mean, he's drawn rave reviews from camp, but that's camp.
But
Mikel LaShore was great in camp.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything during the regular season, even though we expected him to.
But, of course, that was under a different system, and you didn't have the line that you got now.
True.
And...
True. No, I agree with you to a point. All I've been saying the whole time is that I don't expect him to be a superstar right away. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I looked at film from the year he came out.
Yeah.
I looked at film from the year before.
Mm-hmm.
He looks better in 2016 than he did in 2017. When he got an injury that year. And he looked slower. He looked different. I mean, this year, if the injury's healed up, he could be that faster version.
But, okay. But what is his expectation? Is he expecting to go ahead and be the premier running back, too?
I don't think so.
So if he is, if he is, then maybe we can see the guy that I want to see.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope so for all of our sakes, actually. I'm hoping that he's going to do really, really well. But you never know.
True.
That's the point of the whole thing, the point of preseason, all the stuff we've been talking about for weeks. It's, like I said, all conjecture. We don't know yet. We will get a better idea of what's going to happen when preseason starts. We'll get to see the defense a little bit. We'll get to see the new players and the draft picks and Ragnow if he isn't hurt by that. Sorry. Drives me nuts.
Yep.
But we'll get to see some of the new players, some of the differences that they're going to do this year on defense, and the things that we've been talking about for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks.
But I don't think we're going to see too much in preseason.
I think we'll see a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to see certain players anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Kerryon Johnson's going to get some carries. He's going to.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to get to see him run.
Mm-hmm.
We've never seen him run in a Lions uniform against another team.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm looking forward to seeing LeGarrette Blount, but I hope they hold him out for 4 games.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I don't want that guy
because
hurt.
you know what he does.
Stafford can take one snap, throw to one person, and be done for the day for all I care.
Me too, because I want him there on game day.
That's
I want those guys there on game day.
I would hire 50-some more guys just to throw them out there.
Hey, yes, definitely.
Can you put your team in bubble wrap legally? I don't know.
Well, isn't that what pads kind of are?
Not really. If they were, there would be no injuries.
Yeah.
People just bounce off the turf. Literally. Yeah.
Hey, maybe that's what they need to do is put bubble wrap under the turf.
I don't know.
I
don't know. I don't. I mean, I'm so nervous, and that's the thing because preseason starts. I'm so excited.
Yep.
But yet I'm so nervous. I'm like, oh God, please no injuries. Please no injuries. Please no injuries.
I know.
You build this
I know.
team all off season, and we start getting news about February. Things start to change a little late in February, March. March free agency starts. April's the draft. And you build on that, and it's like you've got all these new players. You're so excited, then they all get hurt, and your veterans get hurt, and your season's screwed.
Yeah. But, seriously, I want to see the Lions win every game this year. I don't care if it's preseason or not.
I love seeing them win.
I know.
mean, yeah.
But, I want, definitely I want to see them win the preseason or the regular season.
I'd rather have them win in the regular season when it counts. And I'd rather take out every player that I would even consider to be a backup on this team.
Yeah. Because I want my team healthy.
Exactly.
But in the games that count.
Yeah,
game
shape too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's different. There's a difference between getting in shape as we know it and game shape.
Right.
For
game ready.
NFL players, for professionals. So, I mean, you have to have that. You have to have a rhythm with your receivers. You have to have a cohesive offensive line.
Yep.
Which you won't have because TJ Lang's hurt. But
hopefully not for long.
We don't know.
I know.
And we'll never know. If he shows up, he shows up.
Yeah.
Basically is the thing. But I don't know. I'm so excited. I am really excited about this week. We're going to wrap up the show here in a little bit.
But I do got to say one thing. Finally, the NFL has come back to TV Saturday.
Yep.
Friday.
Sorry. Well, Friday going into Saturday, I guess you could say, because it starts at 10:30.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be trying to bring you more of that when we get to that point. We really appreciate you listening to the show. We've had over 65,000 downloads, and just appreciate all you out there. Remember to hit the subscribe button if you're going through iTunes. Follow us on iHeartRadio. You can catch us on Spotify, and other places.
And I think there are ways to go ahead and, I don't know if like or follow or whatever on Spotify. I know you can follow us on Twitter.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. Join the Facebook group, Lions on the Prowl group. Like our page, Lions on the Prowl, lionsontheprowl.com for all your news and information. Also, we're on YouTube. Have a YouTube channel, so click the subscribe button there. Let's go for a Lions win this weekend.
Yep, and let's bring the roar back to Detroit.
Restore
the roar. And now, brought to you by the Maniacs of Lions on the Prowl.
Here is The Roar Zone with Kevin Frentner, a.k.a. The Roar.
Well, all right. Thanks, Tim and Jim. All right. Back another week here in The Roar Zone with Kevin Frentner, The Roar. And I got something I want to talk about today when I talk about this fantasy. When I touch on Mr. Kerryon Wayward Son Johnson. This boy is all that in a bag of chips. He's exactly what I've been talking about. I never had the doubts. We know what we're picking. We know what we're going for. There's a reason we traded up to get this guy and look past the other ones that fans wanted instead. There is a reason for that. Kerryon Johnson in training camp has been turning heads. He has been everything we could dream of and imagine. Kerryon Johnson making them cuts, catching that ball. Have you guys seen the highlights on his hands catching that ball out the backfield? And that's what I'm talking about. So you pair him up with Riddick and you push that blunt right through there. And I'm telling you right now, Kerryon Johnson is a good, safe pick. He will be the dark horse. I'm calling for Rookie of the Year. I'm just going to leave it there and say, go ahead and take Kerryon Johnson and play him. Play him because he is going to be something this year. He's going to come out and he's going to shine. On that other note, I don't know what's going on with Abdullah. Do not take him. I don't talk about him often, and there's a reason. We all know that. But he is just down in the dumps. I think that competition getting to him, trying too hard, and it's just not working for him. So Kerryon Johnson is the one. He is everything that I've talked about, and I just can't wait. Tim's with me on this, to rub it into Jim's face this year, because Jim had his doubts about Kerryon Johnson, and I don't have no doubts about Kerryon Johnson. I can't wait to see this boy on the field, rising to the occasion. That's what I want to see. I'm picking Kerryon Johnson in my fantasy league, and I'm going to start him. I'm definitely going to start Kerryon Johnson. I have all the faith in Kerryon Johnson. Notice I'm saying his name often, because I want to cram it down your throats, and I want you to remember the name, Kerryon Johnson. He is going to make some history this year. That's right. He will be that guy that we've been waiting for. So you remember, Kerryon Johnson. With that being said, big shout out to Dustin Alley out there at practice. He was the only one wearing a Kenny Golladay shirt. Kenny Golladay came over and gave him his practice gloves, signed KG 19. Hats off to him. That's awesome. See, when you support, they notice you. They see you out there. And I'm bringing this up as well because Kenny Golladay, pick him. Pick him. Going to be a sleeper. He's going to do it. He's going to get the yards. He's going to get the touchdowns. He's too big body not to. We've seen what the little looks he had last year. Kenny Golladay, you're going to remember him. He doesn't get a lot of love out there from other teams. Some people don't know who he is. And then some do. And some can see what he is. So, with that being said, my picks for fantasy, Detroit Lions this week, things that I've seen. Kenny Golladay and Kerryon Johnson. I want to thank you guys for joining. You know, always take a look with our affiliates here. Click the link up top. Check out your own stats and get your own thoughts from PFF. Pro Football Focus. They have all the insides. That's where we get all our ratings. That's all where we get our tips. These are my thoughts, my opinions. Those are the facts. And if you click that link, it'll also help us out too as well. Guys, I want to say, I am so excited. And I'm going to leave you with this, as I always do. Go Lions! One pride, all day, every day. Feel my roar, baby. Until next week, Kevin the Roar Fretner is out.